Greetings, adventurers. This is DM Kurt, and I want to talk to you about the new Wild Beyond The Witchlight book that's coming out soon. So, if you're not following Nerd Immersion, Ted from Nerd Immersion made a video where he flipped through the book because he gets advanced copies. 200. The short version is it's 250 some odd pages. 33 pages of which are an adventure that takes place in a creepy carnival. There's two new backgrounds, one being basically a carnival worker at the creepy carnival, and the other being called the Fae Lost, which is a child who was kidnapped by fairies or whatever, grew up in the Feywild, and then came back to the real world, and so their background is slightly touched by magic. Two new races, which are the Haragon, the basically bunny folk. They're about halfling sized and have a couple of they have an ability of movement in combat. They can basically get a bonus disengage and short movement. They can do that a few times. Pretty interesting. It might be very useful for a fighting class. The other one is the Fairies, which they're kind of making them kind of gnome-sized and basically no set of attributes. So you can have some with butterfly wings, some with bird wings, some that have no wings and they can all fly, and a lot of kind of randomness. So you can just make a little fairy however you want it to be, other than you can't make it tiny. It's a size small unless you somehow get enlarge reduce as a spell somehow. There should be some stuff in there about the actual Feywild itself, and that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. But we will see what happens. And if you want a longer breakdown of what all's in there, you can go see Nerd Immersion. A few new magic items, some NPCs are fleshed out. I guess Warduke from the old Dungeons & Dragons cartoon is nothing more than a standard fighter with a flame-tongue sword and a common magic item helm that, since Xanathar's guide, makes you have red glowy eyes. No other powers, just red glowy eyes. Ooh, spooky. Okay, so that character from so long ago that we never had stats for, and now we do have stats, and he's just kind of a boring fighter. Oh well. Lots of other characters too, and a few interesting monsters. There's the Jabberwocky, which is sort of dragon-like, but has some powers to track you. If it has wounded you, it basically can't lose you, like Hunter's Mark. And there's some confusion-based powers that it gives off as an aura to make it more difficult to fight it. Pretty nasty. And of course, the Snickersnack, the sword from the poem Jabberwocky, is in there too. Spoilers, it's a Vorpal sword, and it does really well against the Jabberwocky. But it's kind of cool. I mean, there's a couple of other little things. There's two new non-magical beasts, so that gives the druids two more things to possibly shape change into. One of which is a giant snail. Kind of cool if you want to do that. Whatever. And gosh, I can't remember what the other one is. I want to say it's like a bird. But anywho, that's it for that. Keep an eye out for that book. It's going to be coming out pretty soon. I personally would not recommend to buy it sight unseen. Just flip through it, see what you like out of it. I'm personally hoping it has some details about the Feywild itself, so that you could write up your own adventure that takes place there. And if it doesn't, I wouldn't be interested in it that much. But to each his own. DM Kurt, out.